There's a lot in this oatmeal. Mm. Black bug jump scare. Good morning. What? The bug? She's still here? She's still here? Even after Halloween? Yes, yes, yes. Yes, 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 she is. Yes, yes, yes.
Buzz buzz, it's the honey bee.
It's me, the bee. The budge. The budge. I love oatmeal. There's chia seeds and flax seeds, so there's a lot more chewing. There's a lot more chewing in this one. Let me. That not a goblin. Nuh-uh. Nay. I didn't bring her out though. Good morning. Good morning. It's a good day. Happy November. It's November. There's the goblin. There's the goblin. It's November. Time's fake. Time's lying to us. That's okay. That's all good. All good. It happened. Whoa, time be upon ye. Exactly. Ah. We love the progression of time. We loves it. The 9th month. November is not the 9th month of the year. Wait. No, it's the 11th, right? Time is weird. But I say no. No. I'm sorry, bud. I don't want to work. That's okay. I'm sorry. I'm having a meltdown over this year being almost done. 2025 happens too fast. And here's the thing. I think this is just how life works now. That's the messed up thing, is I think this is just life. And so now just get a... just gotta learn to cope. Cope. And so, perhaps today I be bug. Perhaps I be little guy. Perhaps I be a little guy. For my own sanity. That's life now. It goes fast. It really does. It really goes fast. And it doesn't seem to want to stop. That's okay. That's okay. We figure it out. Be French, thank you for the resub. Happy 22 months. Welcome back. Yeah, NEA chat. Happy 22 months to Cute Goblin. New mic? No, it shouldn't be in... This isn't a new mic. I just turned up the gain. So hopefully y'all can hear me a little better. Because previously I was way too quiet. And I'm trying to fix it a little bit. Also, Plugbear, thank you for the 100 shinies. Whoa, time be upon you. It never ends. It just never ends. It just happens. I can hear you well. Good, good. I'm speaking with a new posture. Mainly the mic is way closer to my mouth. And the gain is much higher. So hopefully that'll help. Hope you have a Christmas model ready to go. I do not. I do not. Because I am not actually going to be working on a new model for myself yet. I am actually... Drumroll. Y'all can't hear the drum roll. Maybe that's not the right sound. But I'm going to be opening up commissions next week. Maybe. I just have to update the website. The prices are not changing for the model commissions. I'm going to be opening commissions for models and 2 experimental slots for illustration. They are going to be drumroll please. Die tappies. Not quite what we're going for, but it's close enough. It's close enough. But I burnt out last time I opened up illustration commissions. So I am trying to find a way that is healthy for me that does not burn me out. Sir Ebbs recently turned 30 and I'm not ready to be 30. Time goes by too fast. It does. It does go by fast. And I have a feeling it's only going to keep going by fast. So life is short. Do fun stuff. Oh, honey, finally we could be bees. We could be bees. Should we color your normal colors into Christmas colors and add a Santa hat? Yeah, that's true. I could do that. Honestly, that's the most cost-effective way of doing it. September 7th, September 7th month, October 8th month, November 9th month, December 10th month. I think Julius Caesar started this, but it got pincushion. Also, Blogger, thank you for the 100 shinies. More awkward to the stream. Today's word is Gyo Tkon. Tkon? Which means always or forever. Because time is fake, we made it up. We literally just created it and have chained our existence to the tyranny of the clock. Clock does not tell me what to do. I do what I want. Anyway, Honey is being funny. Yeah, I'm being silly. I'm being silly. But yeah, so that's why the comms is in the title. If you would like to see my rigging prices for models, the applications are going to be opening up this week. So probably the end of the week. And then they will be open for probably 1 to 2 weeks. But I do have to update my website for illustration prices. So that is going to be, I'll have to get my examples all set up. So I'm just letting y'all know ahead of time. Because I am very excited. I'm very excited. I love doing models. And I'm very excited to try doing illustrations again. Happy Day of the Dead. Many of those souls visit as we are given respect to them. Happy Dia de los Muertos. Yeah, I said that with a French R. Very old Santa's war green. Like pine green. Ooh. Sounds cute. Remy, it's nice to be here. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Dia de los Muertos is tomorrow. Oh.
Something be pun.
You can use the art I've brought in. That's true. Yes. Absolutely. I'm going to be using my most recent art. I just have to compile it. And ideally, I'll glaze it before I post it anywhere. Gonna glaze my art. No, but I'm actually going to glaze my art. Before I post about it. Oatmeal. Oatmeal. Seriously, time is a social construct. I'm not kidding. Our measured linear version of time is quite literally an invention of the modern era. Removed from all other measure or season. An endless grind rather than the cyclical perception of time those before constructed. I miss seasonal stuff. The pumpkin spice girlies are right. Enjoying the seasonal stuff is good. It's good for ya. Enjoy them. Hello, Arctic. Honey, are you still planning those who donate the majority of the gift thrones to your new PC still being guinea pigs for illustration? Yes. So that I did notify them by email. They have all given me their skebs, and I will be working on some of them this week. I didn't work on them while I was doing the Halloween model because I was like, I'm going to burn out if I work on these. So I also did tell them that I was like, okay, these skebs are experimental. I'm still figuring it out. Thank you for your patience. I will do it in my own time. Because they've already been so kind and generous. And they have been very, very sweet and very nice about going like, yeah, take your time. I was not expecting to get this in the first place. I was like, oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Ah. So that's what I've been prepping to do now that the Halloween model is done. And I've been filming and making the demo reels for my models. Because these models you see before you are the most updated things I've done, but I have not made a showcase for it yet because I've been editing other showcases. Editing is hard. It is not really within my skill set, so my demo reels take longer to make, or my model showcases take longer to make than they should. Just came in to say hello and wishing you a good stream. Thank you. That's very kind of you, Arctic. Instead of honey goblin today, we have a honey bug today. A honey bee. A honey bee. Bee. We could be bees. We could be bees. Gonna go rest up, honey. Take it easy, Banjo. Oh. Oh, wah. Wah. Sorry, my brain is really tired. I stayed up real late last night. I was watching The Village. The Village. My nephew was very, very cute. He was really adorable. We brought him in costume to a farm. And he was very, very adorable. He loved to feed ducks. That's one of his favorite things to do, is to feed ducks. It was so cute. It was so adorable. It was very, very funny because whenever he wanted to be picked up, he would run up to me and go, Auntie Uppies, Auntie Uppies. And I was like, buddy, I'm tired. I can't do it. I'm so, so tired. And he'll be like, Uppies, uppies. I'm like, I'm sorry. I feel horrible. Auntie's not strong enough. He's not strong enough. Ah. Oh, chat news. Cousin and baby, congratulations. I hope they are both safe and healthy and recovering and doing well, because that's a big deal. Seeing all your models so far moving on screen at the same time would be a cute trip to Madison. It would be neat. It would take a lot of computer power, but it could be neat. Pardon, I have food in my mouth. Also, Majestic Grain, thank you for the resub. Happy 9 months. Congrats on your stream, baby. And the Tumbleweed, thank you for the resub. Happy 2 years. Oh my gosh. Happy 2 years. Welcome back. And Gecko, happy 54 months. What do you mean it's already November? I don't know what to tell you. The calendar says. Shode, thank you for the resub. Happy 34 months. And Myth, thank you for the hydrate. Johnny, thank you for the earwolves. And Myth, thank you for the rest of the redeems. Hi, Zooch. Good morning. It's Thanksgiving season. Is it Thanksgiving season? I have not been paying attention to any of the holidays outside of Halloween and Christmas. I'm gonna be so for real. I've been locked in my house doing art that I can't show people yet. It be like that. It's always tough when you're working on something that is like, yeah, it's a big project that you can't show people until it's fully done. And I'm like, but my portfolio, no. But yeah, every single time I try to do a live stream, it doesn't work for some reason. I don't know why, but I like to play games with people. I want to play games with you, Roblox, please. It's tough. Sometimes OBS doesn't work. Also, I don't play Roblox. I just am not into that game. That's fine. Alright, I'm yapping enough with philosophy. We gobbin. Also, there be whip dudes in the show chat. Discord. Show chat. Hello, show chat. Ooh, the Grand Weaver art. That's cool. Also, dang, someone shared a adaptable Xbox adaptive controller for people with disabilities. That's sick. Oh, that's beautiful! I love seeing accessibility. Oh, Snail's art is so good. I love... Ooh, that's a cool creature. You got a cool face. Roblox is kind of bad, that's why I deleted it. That's fair. You can... Here's the thing. If you enjoy playing Roblox, you do you. You enjoy yourself. Life is short, have fun doing fun stuff, you know? For me, I like doing art. I can't really do games for too long. My brain goes, oh, this game is fun, but I could be doing art. I could be making something. And it's just like, it just constantly does that. It constantly does that. Outside of the holidays and triple N challenges, never understood why people freak out during this time of year. I don't know. I do not know. Roblox is not in a good spot right now anyways. Yeah, they've had some interesting moderation choices. Sorry, Jess, did you see the new bee art I made ya? Ooh, I might not have. What do you play? Mostly Soulsborne games and solo games. I like playing solo games because I can kind of pick them up at any point. Like, perhaps that's a little antisocial of me, but I liked being able to pick up a game and only play it for like an hour. And whenever I hang out with my friends, which is fun, we usually play for multiple hours, and that's good. But sometimes you just wanna be angry alone. Silk Song. Real and true single player is great. Single player is great. I genuinely believe that single player is one of my favorite ways to play video games. And that's not because I don't like hanging out with people, because I love hanging out with people. It's great. But there is something very immersive with enjoying a creation on your own. You're not worried about what your friends will think. You're not worried about entertaining them. You're not worried about how good you are at the game. Why is Snack's mouth moving too? Wait a minute. What? But yeah, you're not worried about what other people will think and what's gonna happen next. You are just enjoying the game as it happens. I just got solo games because I can play offline with the Wi-Fi bill hasn't paid. Yeah, exactly. I think that's great. Why are you... Snack, why are you talking? What is going on, Snack? Snack, why are you saying things?
Just stretching my jaws, gotta warm up for eating all that bacon.
No. What are you doing? Snack. Okay, let's see. Snack mouth. Yeah, it's only that. What? What? It's not broken on my end. Like, I'm not finding thing that says it's broken. Okay. Silly. Silly, I guess. We're silly today. What if I reload the model? Let's bring Humi. We bring Humi out. Hi. Hello. She's so cute. She's adorable. I definitely want to fix her teeth a little bit because they're a little, the upper lip's a little static and the teeth stay closed real easy unless I recalibrate. But it was a good Halloween model. Okay, let's try this again. Which one is this one? Oh, this is the broken one. There we go. There we are. Nope, it's still broken. Oh well. Snack can talk a little if he wants. He can talk. Humi, my dearly beloved. I love Humi.
Post-Halloween, a honeybee is seen. This month is at its start. The first stream looks to be art.
Art! We love art. Also, 100%, if you want to see a very, very beautiful model, go check out Mamechi. She's live right now debuting a new model. It looks gorgeous. It looks so, so good. Thank you for the posture check, Myth. And the breathe. And Johnny, thank you for the ear wiggles. Oh, post a picture of my oatmeal for you. Chocolate oatmeal with cashew. That sounds delightful. That sounds good. Finish rest of Fireball. Fireball? This early in the morning? Honeybee sitting on Humi honey palm. That could be cute. That could be so cute. Okay, one sec. Maybe I reconnect the... Oh, it's... Yeah, it's fine. Whatever, it's fine. You can talk if you want, Snack. Last night, honey, they were having fun at Halloween. Nice. Nice. I was like, wow, we starting early today.
I learned it from watching you, Mom.
I learned it from watching you. Yeah? Well, you gotta learn to do it right. Ooh, chocolate oatmeal with raisins, cashew, chocolate chip. Oh, that's good. That was tasty. Snack will be mimicking honey all stream today. He will be. But today, let's go over to art. Art. But yeah, Mamechi is debuting a new model, so if you want to see a really cool model, highly recommend checking out Mamechi. But yeah, today we are going to be doing more of Honeybee because I do want to turn this into an emote, so I figured why not why not just do it. 'Twas a ball. My family had people over. I passed out candy while trying to get happy juiced, and then I finished the rest of a bottle of Fireball I was having. Good for you. Good for you. Hope you were enjoying yourself. 'Twas a ball. It was a mash. It was a monster mash. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da. We're going to do a cleanup layer. Get up here, timeline. Oh, yes. Music. One sec. I'm going to do this. I'm going to turn this up. New emote. I have been wanting to add emotes, but just life has been getting in the way, as well as me trying to figure out ADHD. So we are overdue for some new emotes. So I figured, let's do it. Wait, you're a bee? The honey part of your name has now been personified. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I just think it looks cute. I just like the bee. I think she looks adorable. Let me get the music on. Get some music in here. Let me know if this is too loud. There we go. Y'all should be able to hear this now. Bee, stay winning. It does look very cute. Yeah, I'll show it to y'all. Check this out. She dancing. She dancing. She's very cute. She wiggling. Creamwise? I love Creamwise. Maybe later. Maybe later. But she's so cute. Big Will, thanks for the hydrate. I'm eating this up. I love her. So this is kind of like how I dance. I do not really have much dance skills, but like this is a pretty good approximation of what I look like when I dance. I do love Beaver. Beaver is really cute. It's very good. But I tried to do a clean version. It just doesn't look as good as I would like it. So instead of jumping straight to clean, we are going to do this by hand, which is more time consuming, but I think is just really, really cute. Into a virtual pumpkin carving event. Oh! We've got the community. There's some Hollow Knight pumpkins. I posted them to show chat. The Hornet one's very good. Ooh, let me see real quick. Oh, yeah. There's a good ones there. Ooh, those look sick. I like those. Now I know where the pollen is. Good job, honey. I communicated it via dance. I did it so good. All right, new layer. We're gonna call this a clean up. We're gonna call it a clean up layer. And we're just gonna do this one by one. Which is going to be time consuming, but still going to be fun. Okay. Let's go. Hi, Kaito. Welcome in. I always pictured you doing the Charlie Brown dance. The Charlie Brown dance at least would be kind of recognizable to people. I never really watched Charlie Brown. I think I was too baby for it. I forgot to post it. We're going live. Everyone smile. We're animating. Animation. Love that y'all are waving. Thank you. Thank you for the waving. Small. Smile. Too baby for Charlie Brown. How old are you? Don't mind me asking. I will say I am over 21. I can legally drink. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Ah! I'm silly, I'm silly, I'm silly. I'm silly with it. Sorry, I'm just posting that I'm going live because that's something that you do. I have many goals for November. Many, many goals for November. That's not how you spell animation. Perfect. That's how you spell it. No, but paste the second part, please. I beg of thee. I beg of thee. There we go. And post. I was a bit worried you weren't gonna stream. I did stay up late last night, and that just happens on Halloween. But I did want to stream today. Honey is the age of the MMPR came out. That's not true. I'm lying. It's just funny to say how old you are with what came out at your birth year. Must be nice to know. Who knows how ancient I am? Perhaps I am a Haggett. A lovely little Haggett. How was Neffy's first Halloween? It was good. Technically the second, but his first, like, he understands what's going on a little bit. But it was very cute. I didn't spend the entire day with him, but we walked around in costume. We went to a farm. So we went to a farm, and it was quite fun. He fed ducks, saw a bunch of goats, saw some horses, was very scared of the horses. He was very scared of the horses, but we did eventually get him to go like, nee, nee. And when he does it, he saw the horse do this. He saw the horse like go snort and go. Pfft. And so he pointed at it and went like this. He went. He shook his head, and I'm like, "Yeah, buddy." He goes. Brr, brr. He goes. Psh, psh.
Life is wild and I'm here standing and confused.
Life is wild. It's so funny. But yeah, he also we also showed him a mule. And I think actually no, it was a donkey. It was small. But we showed it to him, and when he walked up to it, he wanted uppies. And so he walked to it and went, uppies, uppies. And we went, okay, you gotta say the magic words. And he went, magic word, magic word. And I was like, you know what? You're funny. That gets you points. Okay. Okay, bud. And so we lifted him up to the window. It was very adorable. He was very cute. He did keep asking to get picked up by the end of our walk. And as we were carrying him, he fell asleep while drinking milk. And we were just like, I guess we just have to carry him to the car now because he's asleep. So adorable. So adorable. I love my nephew. He was very cute, very well-mannered, had a lovely time. Very, very good. Very proud of him. Anyone in chat do any cool Halloween activities? It was very wet here in the Northwest, but there were some very determined trick-or-treaters. Thankfully, I saw a lot of trick-or-treaters about. What some of the malls do is they have, like, they buy extra candy so that little kids who don't have stamina can just do a mall run, which is great. And it was really cool. I saw so many kids in K-pop Demon Hunters. I saw so many kids in like K-pop Demon Hunter outfits, and it was like, oh, that's lovely. That's sweet. Randomer, thank you for the resub. Happy 34 months, dang. 34 months following the sweetest, cutest, best goblin art. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Jack, didn't see any trick-or-treats. It really depends on where you live, and it's very, very different for everyone. So there were definitely less out and about. I did go into a mall to see, and there were a lot of kids. So I was like, okay, at least there are kids in here. So that was nice. Johnny, all I did was stay inside and shiny hunt a Pokemon ZA. Nice. Nice. In my city, I almost saw 3 kids dressed up. It was all black cats. That's cute, though. That's cute, Kevix. Oh my gosh. Happy late Halloween. Hi. Also, hi, Red. How's it going? It's going pretty good. I am currently doing cleanup. I am cleaning up my little animation. So I think it's going to be very cute, but I think it would look better if I hand draw it rather than reuse frames for now. Because reusing frames is good for time saving, but it loses some of the fluidity of motion. I want to keep that. There we go. We got a little third one up here. And there we go. I got a super religious family, so I can't do Halloween because it's pure evil. So I watched the thing and Evil Dead. Nice. Nice. Enjoy in the season in whatever way you can. I think that's lovely. I watched The Village last night. I stayed up late watching The Village. I like it. So you were talking to someone who likes historical costuming. And because if you do it correctly and the architecture, it really does transport you to another world very easily. Just modern day movies are fine, but I really enjoy when there's an extra level of like, this is a different world than the one we live in. I think that's lovely. Coraline's a great one, Flaming Snowflake. Really good. It's an interesting way to look at it. Yeah. I feel like with historical pieces, it's really, really cool to go like, oh, this is not my brain disconnects and goes like, oh, okay, this is not this we do not play by modern day rules. We do not play by modern day logic either. We play by their logic, which we have to learn. And so it makes it a lot easier to go like, well, what about these plot holes? Wouldn't they just do this? It's like, no. This is completely different than the world that you live in. The choices they make are based on the world that they live in, and that is a really nice way of enjoying movies. I like it. Funnily enough, Halloween can technically be considered a Christian holiday. I guess, kinda, maybe? Oh. In my country, we have Day of the Dead, and Halloween's fairly new here. Oh, yeah, there's Dia de los Muertos, which I think is tomorrow? I'm not sure. I've been told it's like Halloween, November 1st, November 2nd, but I could just be absolutely wrong, which is fair. Like how you view that, each world building is different. Yeah, I find that can be really tricky with modern movies, where it's like, there is a certain level of like, you have to turn your brain off for movies and turn it on in a different way. You like reboot it a little bit and go like, okay, what are the rules here? So when I watch modern movies like Avengers and superhero modern movies, sometimes I'm like, they do have cell phones. Why don't they just call? You know? Why does everyone use a flip phone?
I have to run for a bit, honey. I hope you have a lovely stream. Take care of the sweet little honey bee chat.
See you later, Big Will. You take it easy. Those dang phones. I believe it's 2 days. Oh, okay, gotcha. Dia de los Muertos is November 2nd. Okay, yeah, November 2nd. My friend hosted a watch party watching Coraline yesterday. Everybody put button eyes in their PFPs. Ooh, that's fun. That is fun. But yeah. Let's do that on a different layer. For now, let's just do the body and the hair here. But yeah, like one of my favorite movies is Pride and Prejudice. The 2002 or 2004 version. I really like it. It makes me very happy to watch because it is so divorced from our current reality that it's like it's very easy to get into as a movie. Let's see. Black, 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 yellow, yellow. Okay. Yep. There are 3 stripes. Gotcha. But costuming is so important because it can really, really sell a world. And I think that's great. And there are Mummy as well. Ah, I finished OC-tober. Oh, nice. 31 days of drawing. I can finally grow myself. You can chill now. You can admire your work and go from there.
Get intercepted by Snack.
For the boy up there. Very Regency movie, Pride and Prejudice. Yeah, I really like Jane Austen movies. Part of it is because it was some of the movies that my mom and I watched together, so I have a little bit of an emotional connection there. But it's also this needs to be a little bit more exaggerated, a little bit more bean shaped. But it's a piece of media that I find I'm very fond of because the costumes are very good, in my opinion. I like them. They're not really historically accurate, but they still do a good job of transporting you to a different world, you know? Alright, buddies, let's go! Only version that I've seen in Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. I've heard about that. How is Pride and Prejudice and Zombies? I've never watched it. Oh. It can be funny at times to think how a plot sometimes wouldn't make sense if the character didn't make sense. There's something nice about movies where there's no modern technology because it's like extra devoid from our world, or not devoid, but divorced from our world. And if someone doesn't hear about something, they can't make decisions based off of the information they hear. Like in the past, if something happened, people could go like, well, why wasn't the father there? And it's like the father could have been on a business trip, and like there's no communication aside from letters, depending on how fast the postage, or like if the letter gets lost, there's that, you know? People think it was okay, but ever since I've seen it, so I don't remember much. Mm-hmm. The Last Wish. Thank you for the resub Prime. Happy 6 months. Welcome on back. Flaming. I'm growing super fond of practical effects lately. I love practical effects. Movies like Labyrinth are amazing. I heard The Thing has a lot of practical effects. I just don't have the guts for those kind of films. Absolutely fair. I watched The Thing, and I quite enjoy it. It's definitely slower paced. It's an older, slower paced movie. And I just think it's neat. I just think it's fun. I've gone to older movies nowadays, and I like them. There's something really appealing about how slow older movies go, like how quiet they are. They're not fighting for your attention. They're just showing you a story, and if you're not watching, you're losing something, you know? It's your loss, not the movies. Older movies? How older? Like The Thing, The Village, early 2000s movies, 90s movies. That kind of era is a really fun era of movies, in my opinion, because they haven't trimmed all the fat away. I love when a movie has fat, a good juicy amount. Pirates of the Caribbean is a really good one too. But nowadays I feel like movies are all killer, no filler. And it makes me feel hungry afterwards. Not necessarily like hungry for more of the movie, but hungry for more in the movie, if that makes sense. Labyrinth is definitely one of those stories that drags you out of reality brain and goes, yes. Have you seen a silent film like Charlie Chaplin? No, I haven't seen a silent film before. But yeah, there's a lot of films nowadays. Not all of them, of course. I'm generalizing here. But a lot of films, especially ones that are on Netflix and big blockbusters, feel like they're constantly trying to keep your attention. Like they're insecure that they'll lose your attention if you look away for a second. When old movies are like, no, 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 you are in a theater. You are enjoying them for 2 hours to 3 hours of your life and not doing anything else but giving it your full attention. And I like that. It respects your time because if you respect it, you get a wonderful experience, you know? You need contrast between silence and action. You need contrast, but not necessarily contrast. It's character building when there is not something urgent to do. Like, anime does it. They don't do it too much nowadays. But they used to do this thing where it was just like beach episodes where the characters could just chill and have fun. And you would have little character building moments there. And I liked that. I liked seeing what these characters that have gone through so much would be like if they were allowed to rest. Rest is one of the coolest things because it shows you who these people are when they are allowed to not be in constant peril or focusing on the task at hand, you know? What do they do? Who do they become? Beach episodes and festival episodes they're great. They're really good. Sometimes the filler can be like too much, but sometimes it's really nice and adds to the people that you're already watching. Oh, but thank you for the breathe redeem. Frieren is a great anime. There's character building between actions. Frieren is insanely good. You do have to turn off your shonen brain for it. A lot of people are like, "Oh, look at these peak fights." It's like, no. They are extremely cool. But the reason these fights are good is because of the build-up and the story and the characters to that point. And that's what I feel like a lot of shonen is missing, where it's just like, oh, big flashy animated fights. Like, no. The reason fights stick with you and you remember them is because of the characters' motivations. So one of the things I learned in writing class was when you have two people fighting and in conflict, don't worry about the fight itself. Worry about how their morals are clashing underneath it, which is a hard thing to like write, but I feel like it's really important, and I feel like it's lost in a lot of fights nowadays. Nowadays, it feels like there's a lot of get two opposing factions and smash them together. And it's like, that can be fun. But after a while, that really runs dry. That really, like, you feel like you're just eating candy constantly. Free avoids that and is really good, and I like it. You need to go back to Free Run. Free Run is beautiful and excellent, and the wonderful thing about Free Run is it waits for you. Free Run waits for you, and so you wait for it too. Downtime is one of my favorite things about D&D. It's a chance to get your character's head. Your character outside of the combat is what makes it memorable. The combat is fun and it can be highlights, of course. But it is not the only thing. Part of me is like, ooh, I would love to do an animated short, but I'm like, no. Animation takes way too much time. Just look at what I'm doing for a little dancing bee. It's so difficult. It takes so much time. I would much rather do a comic. But here's the thing. I have attempted to do comics before. And they are also difficult in a different way. There is less repeat drawing and worrying about consistency and voice acting and I guess cutting. But comics is a different medium that is challenging in a different way. Slaving away for a meager emote. In a way, yeah. It's also just like, oh, appreciating the process. Going slow and enjoying yourself. All right, let's turn this off, see if this looks good. That looks pretty cute. Okay. And he's super cute with the B model. Thank you. Dragon Nerd. I've seen so many people misunderstand Free Run, the character, and take her at surface level as the lazy, sleepy character she seems on the surface without digging any deeper. She's so much more, and I absolutely adore how much subtle character building used to define her. There's almost no exposition dump. You have to infer most of it from her stories about her. Yes. The duel between Anakin and Obi-Wan in Revenge of the Sith, we see the Brotherhood build up from Phantom Menace, all for it to come crashing down in the scenes like, I have failed you, Anakin, I have failed you, and you were my brother, Anakin, I loved you. Yeah, absolutely. Combat is for the eyes, while the story is for the heart. One is a moment, the other can last forever. I think... So there's a couple of anime and manga that I like to hear about people's opinions, because it really shows me...
On the beach episode. Give me a super cozy and innocent slice of life anime, then for the beach episode or turns into a dark, serious, gritty, violent episode with so much drama and tension that does not belong in the anime. Then the next episode everything goes back to normal, like the entire cast didn't just experience actual hell for the first time in their lives.
Yeah, I mean, that would be... Has that happened before? I feel like that's happened before. But maybe not to shonen levels of, like, tortured. There we go. Cute. Maybe I'll make the antenna a little smaller, because if it's going to be an emote, it's going to be a square. Like, if it's an emote, I'll probably make it... It has to be a square, so... Let's just do a temporary square right now. That's kind of too small. I'll do this. And then we'll shrink it down a little bit. Maybe a little larger? Yeah, something like this. And so when it goes like this, it flips. Yeah, I can move it over a lot more. There we go. Yeah, there we go. I also had to thicken the line art later. Okay. Good stuff. King Glary of Hill. Thank you for the earwiggless. Right, so what I was saying, something that I like to hear about is people's opinions on certain anime. So, for example, one of the big ones is Chainsaw Man. I really like Chainsaw Man, and I'm not sure if it's for the same reason that a lot of other people like Chainsaw Man. Is that a tangent? Maybe a little bit. Because, like, I will ask people, like, oh, what's your favorite part of Chainsaw Man? Like, why do you like Chainsaw Man? And I like hearing people's answers because depending on their answer, it shows how much they read past the surface level. And granted, it is difficult. It takes a lot of reading, and even I am not very good at it. But when I do understand it, it adds a whole level of depth and understanding to the characters' actions and motivations. It's very different from most anime I've watched, and I appreciate that. Chainsaw Man is a beautiful story. The Reze movie has been adapted incredibly. I saw the movie The Reze Arc. So, some people will really like Chainsaw Man for its shonen elements.
The anime Kino's Journey and the reboot Kino's Journey, The Beautiful World. They are all about Kino traveling the world and visiting different countries that exist in her world. Some with strange cultures and some with honestly horrifying cultures.
Ooh. That sounds kind of fun, just exploring the world and discovering the horrors. I like Mushishi because it's kind of like that, but opposite. It's like, yeah, there are horrors, but it's also like there are rules that these things operate by. The shonen elements are what drew me in its actual storytelling of what the characters made easy. Yeah. Yeah, Fia, I'm way behind on Chainsaw Man, but when I was following it, I love watching God's perfect idiot climb Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Start of show, he wants food and safety, then he wants sex, then he realizes companionship is better than sex. Yes. It's really good in that, yeah. The story is not just teenager gets hired to fight demons. It's, okay, this is a teenager that has never experienced a life and has had really nothing his entire life. Finally gets a taste of basic human decency and what happens there. And really what happens is he slowly learns, he climbs Maslow's hierarchy. And then as he climbs it, the audience and him eventually realize, like, oh, he is extremely susceptible to abuse. He's extremely susceptible to being manipulated for other people's gain, you know? And it's hard to untangle his want for connection with the hand that feeds but also beats him. And it's, like, very interesting. It is a very, very interesting story. What Jasper said about
an Inversion Beach episode is exactly what happens in the Mortis arc from the Clone Wars. In the arc, Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Ahsoka travel to a distress beacon in which they discover the Ones. Force gods, the daughter the light, the son the dark, and the father the balance. It starts in a beautiful environment, then everything quickly shifts and they're all put to the test, all hell breaks loose. Then at the end everything goes back to how it was before Mortis.
What? That sounds wild. Human decency only is treated like a dog. Yeah, he's definitely still treated like a dog, but to him that is human decency. And it's like him, as well as the audience, kind of stepping back and realizing, like, oh, this is bad. You don't realize it's bad because Denji is so happy about getting lower than the bare minimum. But it's very cool. Makima is the perfect representation of manipulation, fittingly. So, yes. It is very, very cool to see how she is portrayed. People, a lot of times people are like, ooh, sexy anime lady. It's like, no, Makima is terrifying. Makima is terrifying for many reasons. Mainly because, like, the form she takes is extremely deceptive. A lot of the times with a story, a very good brain exercise to do is to question if a masculine character was doing what this femme character was doing, would it still be seen in the same light? And that is a very interesting question to do. I like to do that with almost every character because it's like, oh, this is like exercising my brain. When you look at Kobeni and go like, if Kobeni was a guy, would he be more annoying? Or would he still be understandable to be scared, you know? If Himeno was a guy, would his actions be more terrifying? If Aki was a femme character, would she be seen as more of a nag, you know? There's a lot of like things to break down there. Hi Genesis, welcome in. Nakuya has red flags even before these. Yes, absolutely. The anime does cut a couple scenes that really emphasize that, but like it's fine. It still carries over. They can't animate everything, you know? Is your character a bunch of fur, or is it kind of animal? Bumblebee. Currently Bumblebee because a bumblebee is cute. Normally I am a goblin, but today I am a bumblebee. Azure, when you never had even the bare minimum, even getting less than that can be something someone considers an improvement, which that is more than before. Yeah. It is something to think about. Everyone's standard of living is different. What some people consider luxurious, some people consider less than worth their time, you know? It is something that is important to think about, that everyone lives differently and has different standards. So what is a good standard, you know? What is considered normal and what is considered bad? It also makes you think that way. Power is one character people like when shown that even a demon can change for the better. Power is a very interesting character. And a lot of the times people like objectify Power in ways that like is against her character and like portray her as a lot more palatable than the story actually does. Cause like you gotta remember, Power doesn't bathe, she doesn't flush, she lies constantly. Like Power is a brat. Like not a fun, quirky brat. Power is an actual brat that you don't want to hang out with. People were like, oh, she's so cute and quirky. No, Power sucks. But she's great. She is so annoying on purpose. And she is excellent. They both exist. I like Power's character. Like I enjoy Power's character. Would never want to meet Power. Never want to hang out with Power. But love Power's character. These are way shorter. Okay. You know what? Let's shorten these. We're going to make them shorter and easier to fit onto the block. Animation is hard. Power's a paradox. Yes, in some ways. She's on paper she can sound like a paradox, but she also makes so much sense. Shorter does make it look really cute, yeah. Love how she was inspired by Cartman from South Park. Yeah, I heard that she was inspired by Cartman from South Park, which absolutely makes sense. But here's the big thing is like, this is even in the manga where it's just like, Power knows she's cute. She knows that the body she inhibits is cute. And she uses that to her advantage. Thinner to fit the volumes. Like Power, she's very cat. She is kind of like a cat. Which is why probably she gets along with Meowie. Power's an absolute brat, and yet she and Denji share one brain cell. Absolutely. Absolutely do, yes. Like Power can shower when shown that they would help get more friends that actually want to be around her. I don't know. Power is one of that kind of brat where you're like, yeah, logic would make her go like, yeah, if you want to be more popular and more well liked, shower. But that might not work because she's like humans and their sensibilities. Jeez. Demons don't really operate by logic the same way people do. Whenever you're like, ooh, this would be a way to manipulate them, they'd be like, nah, get out of here. Get out of here, silly human. Power kind of sucking is important. Yes. That is very true. Yes, cute girl. But Denji realized she sort of sucks. And it's so key to him realizing there's a gap between bodily lust and romantic interest. Most other shows, she'd be written so she's the love interest running. But nope, that's Denji's sister. Yep, absolutely. The learning about romantic interest for Denji is so important, and familial love as well, rather than just romantic love, is so important. It's the really fun thing about Chainsaw Man, I find for me, is these are things that you learn growing up as like the average person. But if you don't have the average childhood and you're not taught this, how do you learn this as a adolescent or even as an adult? How do you learn how to break it down? And it is very tricky. And upon first read, I didn't understand it, and I had to read it again and go like, okay, I'm sort of understanding it a bit more now. So I went into it going like, oh, this is like a shonen. Let's read this like a shonen. No, I had to adjust my brain to go to read and take a step back whenever something would happen. I'd be like, is this normal? How would this work for someone who doesn't know anything, you know? I love the dog metaphors for Denji and how motherly Makima is depicted as. The visuals in Chainsaw Man are very, yes, the visuals are very important. Yeah, do this so I can see.
There's a really nice series of manga called Before Chainsaw Man with the artist's other works they'd done before, short stories and such. They were all really interesting.
I tried to read Fire Punch. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend Fire Punch. I want to try reading again to see if I understand it, but no. It's a little too much for me personally. Not Fire Punch. That wasn't there. Yeah. When people look at the author's work, it's just like there are some really cool things in there. Maybe not Fire Punch. You don't really gotta read Fire Punch. Is Fire Punch the one with the literal fire? No, that's Fire Force. That's done by the Soul Eater writer. Fire Punch is different. I don't recommend it. It is just it's just edge and horrors, not with no purpose, but like not done in a way that is palatable for me personally. And that's okay. It's just not really for me. So you may enjoy it even if I don't recommend it. I hate drawing stripes. I hate drawing stripes. They're so annoying for consistency. We're gonna kind of, you know what? You know what? You know what? We're gonna not worry about that. We're just not gonna worry about that. Wasn't a fan of Fire Punch? Yeah, me neither. Is that heavy tone-wise? It is. There's a lot of like Thankfully, nothing is really shown as far as I got into it, but like there's a lot of implied like horrific stuff, and it's just like very uncomfortable. But sometimes it's important to engage with uncomfortable media, but it's also okay to go like, this uncomfortable media is too uncomfortable for me. So I do not recommend you read it. Yeah, yeah. Read Frieren or Little Witch Academia. That's a good one. Or Dungeon Meshi. Dungeon Meshi is a great one. Jasper, my understanding of Fire Punch is like, wouldn't it be fucked up if this world was like this? Fucking wild. Anyway, here's more heart. Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like if you heard about the horrors of what was happening in Palestine and just went, let's make a manga of it. And it's just like, yeah, pretty much. Okay. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Well, honey, I hope that you have a great day. I'm going to get myself some lunch.
Have a good lunch, Draco. You take it easy. That's an analogy. It is not far off from what Israeli soldiers have been doing to Palestinians. So, like, read it with caution. Be aware. Haven't seen or read Little Witch. What's that one like? I'm only barely familiar with that one of the characters. Little Witch is extremely good. Is it Little Witch Academia? I'm thinking of Little Witch Academia or Little Witch Academia. No, I'm thinking of Little Witch is the Trigger series. I'm thinking of Witch Hat Atelier. That's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, Witch Hat Atelier. Extremely good. I love the magic system. It's very, very good. It is a magic system that makes sense and is very cool. Kiki's Delivery Service? That's a great one. Kiki's Delivery Service is excellent, especially if you're an artist potentially going through burnout. Little Witch Academia is very fun. I will say it is a very fun, cute show. I'm familiar with Hat Atelier. Witch Hat Atelier is really cute.
I recommend reading Killing Me, Killing You. It's set in an Earthway after a strange meteorite fell changed the world due to a bunch of different effects. The two main characters are two people made immortal by the meteorite and trying to find a way to die.
Oh. That does sound interesting. There's always the constant question of like, if you were immortal, what would you do, you know? And I used to be on team like, oh, being immortal sucks because like, you know, you wouldn't do what you want with the time you're given. And the more I get older, the more I'm like, no, actually, I think my answer has changed. Because I understand immortality in a different way now. Where immortality with an out is good. But because of the system we live under, people just aren't able to live their lives, you know? There's never enough time and the time gets eaten up by work that you don't necessarily want to do. So I think I understand it more. Oh, there's foot slip. Okay. Let's see. We don't want foot slip. What if I just do that? Yeah, that works. Good. Yeah, so at the first I was like, no, immortality would suck. Everyone you love would die. And it's like, okay, but now that I've thought about it more, it's like, oh, actually, immortality makes sense now. I get it. Okay, I get it now. Laya, thank you for the hydrate. Read Magico. Bad fantasy rom-com, but super cute, and the magic system is super cool and interesting, and it's the best part of the entire manga. Really? Interesting. Balrog recently rewatched Kiki's, and it felt the way I imagined coming back to your childhood home does. Maybe. My question of immortality is, do I still have bills? My real ooh is if I had a time loop or I didn't require sleep and had more time in the day. I think a time loop would be hell. Time loop would kind of be hell because you couldn't really progress, if that makes sense. You would be stuck in whatever area.
It seems like Frieren and the others is the water magician / wizard. I still need to watch it, but from what I heard is very nice.
Alright. Time loop would be hell 100%. Yeah. Time loop would be hell because you could never progress your friendships. You could never progress socially with people you want, you know? If you were the only one experiencing time loops and you're like, oh, you remember that cool thing we did the other day? They'd be like, what? This is the first time we're meeting. And it's like, that is horrifying. That is awful. Also, in terms of traveling places, you could only travel, depending on how long the time loop is, for, let's say, 24 hours. However far you could travel in 24 hours is the extent of your range for the rest of the existence. That is awful. Groundhog Day is true horror. It really is. Time loop is horror. It can be played for laughs, but it is horrific. It's kind of another version of hell, honestly. So it's not a one-day loop. Well, here's the thing. No matter what kind of loop it is, if you were the only one experiencing it, that's still hell. You could potentially have a vacation in a time loop and feel well rested. But progression is what makes life life. If you do not progress, you are not living. But you're not dying either. You're stuck in the middle. Like, imagine you learn how to do art and you keep creating masterpieces. The masterpieces only exist for as long as the time loop does. The fitness goals you have only exist for as long as the time loop does. That's something to consider. The memories you make with your loved ones, like your nephews, your nieces, like the people in your lives, only last for that long. So then if a time loop does end, you are stuck with those memories that never happened. No one else will remember that they existed. Your closeness with someone will not be real once it ends. It's very horror. Imagine being stuck in a loop where you're already in a near-death experience. You're just stuck feeling that way for who knows how long. I would have to imagine the human brain would eventually cope, but yes, you would be stuck with a big thing of anxiety for a long period of time. Is that Honeybee Goblin or Honeybee Goblin? Both work. Either one. True, but I love time loops that are weaponized against the antagonist, like Doctor Strange's fight against Dormammu. Yep. Why do you think Dormammu was so eager to make a deal? Time loops are awful. They are a weapon. You weaponize time loops. Dormammu knew immediately the time loop. He knew immediately. Time loops are not worth it. The only thing he could potentially do was threaten Doctor Strange with more death and pain in a time loop, but then they're both stuck. And because Dormammu doesn't control it, that's when it's like, okay, you know what? What are your terms? What are your terms? We gotta find something. Happy November, Parker. Most time loops end after some sort of epiphany or moment of personal growth, though, so that would definitely ease the burden. Here's the thing, though. That's putting a lot of faith into whoever or whatever put you into the time loop. Because what if someone puts you into a time loop and they forget about you? What if there is no lesson to learn? What if someone just wanted to test out their abilities and put you in a time loop forever? Like an oubliette. There's also like sci-fi horror where it's like, okay, yeah, someone has their prison sentence in their mind. The to the outside world, it'll have been 3 minutes, but to them inside of their mind, it will have been 10 years. And it's like, that's a different kind of horror. That is a different kind of horror entirely. So even if they did remember, if time looped once, wouldn't you be outside of their influence forever? I think so. Yeah, what if someone has put you in time loop just because they thought it would be funny, then they get bored, they just leave? Yeah. What if one responsible passes before they can undo it? Yeah, there's that too. There's so many horror elements to it, you know? It's just like, geez. Man-made horrors beyond our comprehension. That episode of Dark's DS9? I don't know DS9. But I think if we were talking about the same thing.
That is the difference between a teaching loop and a punishment loop. The first tends to have a breaking condition backed in, the other not. Problem is, how do you know which one you are in, and if you were actually the one supposed to be in this?
Yep. Yep. Time loops are horror. If you find you have a time loop power, the most ethical thing you can possibly do is just never use your power. Some powers, I think there's an X-Men where his power is just like, yeah, he's an atomic bomb. He's a one-use atomic bomb, and it's just like, whoa. Yeah, the best thing you do is just not use that power. What about JoJo? You mean Golden Experience? Isn't that kind of the same thing? Guy's stuck in a fantasy training world till he reaches level 5, but his system crashes on level 5 and resets into level 1. Situation persists for 20 years. Yeah, that sounds awful. Or at least banish an eternally evil villain. That's the thing, is like, who decides what's evil? Yeah, the villain gets stuck in a death time loop. Yep. If you have the power to induce and stop a time loop, then it becomes really useful if you just need an amount of time to get something
Greetings,
down.
Everyone. I bring a fun honey fact from the void. One of the oldest jars of honey found is roughly 5,500 years old, dating back to 3,500 BCE. It is still edible.
Huh. That's cool. Honey is insanely cool. I'd hate to be stuck in a performance review meeting for eternity. Oh, that would suck. That would suck so bad, actually. Let's tilt it a little bit more. Yeah, that looks good. Nice little U. Okay. High Goblin is 5,500 years old. She's the one true hag. The real hag. Dude, Gold Experience Rec Room is hell. Being unable to reach the truth of your own death literally made it so basically every currently conceivable and inconceivable death made just about any death canon for Diavolo. Golden Experience is hell. Yeah.
Hold up, I'm about to eat the Bronze Age Chieftain's honey.
Uh-huh. I look forward to baking some fall and autumn themed food with my mom. Like pies such as shepherd's pie, apple pie, pumpkin pie. Ooh. Love music. I love music. Death loops are horrifying. Imagine you have the power to come back from death by going back in time and you're stuck like you've made a bad save in Skyrim. Man-made horrors beyond my comprehension. But honey, I already didn't like the ones within my comprehension. I already didn't like the man-made horrors in my comprehension. Why give me more? Because we have to understand. Everyone has the capacity for evil. That...
The worst kind of time loop I can think of is Darkseid's Omega Beams, where you live through entire lifetime over and over, but each death gets more horrifying and nightmarish.
Jeez. That does sound awful. Begs the question of Mordenkainen. He was experimenting with higher levels of magic and accidentally severed himself from time. This now has him on a prison outside of time where the only other person there is Tasha after she was imprisoned there for being a threat to some gods. Jeez. I watched Back to the Future. Great movie. First saw it 3 years ago and I really enjoyed it. It's quite good. Yeah. They made 3 of them with like all the same plot. It's interesting. It's fun. For sure. The first movie is just the second movie. But every time you died, you loop back to the very first time you played Skyrim. Legit, every time you just wake up to see Ralof going, finally awake, I see. That could be funny. Had a hilarious thought about a superpower. Imagine your superpower is Bethesda glitches. Something may go your way or hilariously wrong. Roll the dice, baby. Modded Skyrim or basic Skyrim, though? That is the question.
In my story, I have a group made semi-immortal by interdimensional objects, and one adopts 2 alien sisters, one adult, the second no older than 6 years old, that were sent to his secret and hidden cabin/bunker after he spent 500 years of being alone. No time loops here, just a cursed existence still.
Just curses. Okay, this needs to go down. There we go. This doesn't really move, so actually, maybe it's better if it goes up. Yeah, honestly, not the worst. Most have been talking about time loop horrors in the context of the assumption that the time loop will never end. But what about all you need is kill, where the time loop just puts you in a battle and exiting requires a very specific win condition? The thing about time loop horror, though, is who's going to tell you the win condition? Do you have to just find it out yourself? What if the way out is death? You know? It's a new email for Jarwin. This is for me. This is for me.
Now that's got me thinking. What would people clipping through the map look like in the flesh space?
Probably horrific. There we go. Want that foot to be up there. A little higher. Yeah. Okay. Good. Piglet has mouth flaps. Clever girl. It does indeed. Something about the term flesh space makes me uncomfortable. We love Honey Bee. We love this bee. We love her. She's so cute. There we go. All right.
We already know what clipping through the flesh space do. You have the backrooms lull.
To backrooms. No. Alright. This needs to come out a little bit more. Just getting the center of the torso set. This pops so much. Okay, a little lower. The volume of the torso is going to be the trickiest part, I think. That works a little better. Still got to have a little bit of the torso pop here. Okay, there we go. Oh, okay, time to do the stripes. I don't wanna, but I will. Okay. If Knight's Option's called Nail and Hornet's called Needle, what's your weapon called? Splinter? Maybe? Stinger? Imagine clipping through a wall and actually seeing dev textures. No thank you. No thank you. In All You Need to Kill example, it's a simple matter of observation and deduction reasoning to get you out of a time loop. The horror is that you're going to war and dying in battle hundreds of times. That's potentially going to be your experience of every battle that follows. That is horrific. No thank you. I'd rather not.
Just want to say, your modules and rigs rule.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm very excited because I'm opening up model commissions this week. Ooh, I'm excited. It's gonna be fun. I love making models. I love making models, Charlie. I love making models. That's too... Oh, the onion layer is bad for this. Little lower, little lower. Honey, I don't think you should be saying that out loud. You get it. You get it. There's a Junji Ito story from a while ago to this day. Makes my skin crawl. Brass tacks because their father disturbed a child's grave during an archaeological dig. Two sisters are cursed.
Waking up to discover God uninstalled Counter-Strike, replacing all your textures with black and pink checker patterns.
That could be hard to deal with, honestly. But two sisters are cursed to be, in a sense, human nesting dolls. Ooh! While they are grown over at this the age, their ma is obsessed with the idea of babying the younger sister, and you can see where it's going. Oh! I see. Beside the coat, what are the barnacles and seaweed? It's lichen! Lichen! I love lichen. Alright, I think that's pretty good. Let's try this. Alright, let's see about this loop. How does this look? Turn this one off. I realize that it's not looping because it's not doing the thing that I need it to do. Okay, so this is layer 2. There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay. All right. Worst kind of hellish machinations are putting someone in a video game and that person can only live within its game rules. Oh, that would suck, yeah. My Halloween was another bust when it came to trick-or-treaters. Next year we're going to trick-or-treating with my cousin's baby son. Ooh, that sounds fun. It's really tough with trick-or-treaters because nowadays young parents don't really own homes, so there's no kids in them. It's rough. She boogie, she dancing. She's moving. She's moving. Let's see. think this arm needs to be a little higher. Is this the Tokyo Ghoul ending? Maybe. Maybe, I can't tell. Let's see. Yeah, this looks cute. This is pretty cute. Okay, this is cute.
What's a worse piece of nightmare fuel? Being stuck in an endless time loop, or waking up from a dream and finding out the last 30 years of your life was a dream you had while in a 2-week coma?
Great question. I don't know which is worse. Huh. Oh, jeez. Probably the endless time loop is worse. The endless time loop is definitely worse. At least if you're waking up from a coma, it's just like, oh gosh. Okay, well, at least I can do something with it. Green path. We love green path. No one has mentioned Narnia yet, and their kids can get sent back. They had kids? What? Since when? I don't remember them having kids. I do not recall that. Gotta do little side hairs. Hmm. No, let's simplify this. We're gonna simplify this a lot. Huh. If I'm in the Truman Show, the ratings must be abysmal. There's a guy who had experienced a life married with kids after 10, 15 years, then noticed a lamp being weird and looking off. When he came to, he was out for minutes, maybe seconds after hitting his head. The brain is funny like that. The brain is funny like that. Oh, scrambled eggs. You forgot to salt and pepper them? That's rough, buddy. That's rough. Recently got the new Marvel comic trade paperback of a Tolkien-inspired fantasy series called Weird World. Makes you want to get back into reading The Hobbit. You're supposed to salt and pepper them? You can absolutely salt and pepper them. You don't gotta, but you can. We're just gonna keep this real simple. I don't want anime hair. I don't wanna. I don't feel like it. No, I'm gonna do hair layer. Animation's hard. It's time consuming. I'm straight aheading this. Honey, I know what I'm gonna do. Unanimates her hair. Makes her invisible. I have this theory that our brains are like radios that can tune into other realities while we sleep or under certain circumstances. That's a fun theory. I cannot disprove it, but it's fun to think about. Okay, let's try this. Not the worst. Not the worst. Okay. Okay. A dream theory. Oh, thank you for the posture check.
I must take my leave for me now. Preparing for a cousin's wedding real soon. How's about a save on my way out? Have a beautiful day, BTW.
Thank you, Johnny. A little save. Have a good time and have fun at the wedding. Season of Halloween is over. The age of trick-or-treating is over. Follow me and you'll get gifts under your Christmas tree. Jolly up. Also, how's you doing, honey? I'm doing good. I'm chilling. I'm doing my best to animate, and animation is hard. It's hard to do. I'm doing my best. I think it's pretty good, honestly. It's not the worst. It's just like, how good does this have to be for me to go like, yeah, that's enough. We shall see. All right, I think that's pretty good. All right, so that's the dancing part. Now we have to do the transition part. So this is going to be 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then up here. And then 1, 2, 3. Now we're on the 4th layer. Okay. Only seen Christmas ads before December. Give the Gobble Gobble and Jack-o'-lantern festivities a chance to shine. Christmas should be relegated to December. Each holiday should get at least 1 month.
Has trunk-or-treating killed trick-or-treating? Or is trick-or-treating immortal? Thoughts?
Heh? Has trunk-or-treating killed trick-or-treating, or is trick-or-treating immortal? I understand trunk-or-treating, but like, I think trick-or-treating is better. Trunk-or-treating is kind of not as fun, you know? Take it easy, Johnny. Be good. Hermit sheep. I accidentally lied. They didn't have kids in Narnia. Ah, probably misheard for what if they had kids before coming back. Sorry for the confusion. No worries. All good. I was gonna say, I'm like, I don't remember them having children. That would be a different story entirely. So trunk-or-treating is what I think the parents started to do in the beginning of the pandemic. Or not at the beginning, I guess a year into the pandemic, about 6 months. Because they didn't want their kids to go that far, I guess. I don't know if it was popular before COVID, but I became aware of it around COVID. I understand why they did it. I think it's less fun, personally. How much preamble can there be to a trunk of a car? A car has no yard to decorate. Yeah. I stand by making Thanksgiving more of a holiday and making more movies of Thanksgiving to push the line forward to keep Christmas in December. Okay. Okay, I can see that. I can see that. Doesn't Thanksgiving have like a very interesting history to it? Yeah, sorry, Kieran. This isn't a song. This one is Hollow Knight's Green Path soundtrack. It's very good. Good taste. Sorry, I don't have the commands. There's history to it, that's for sure. Yeah, dark history. So Thanksgivings. Yeah. Green Path, my beloved. All the kids at the residential area I work are all grown up now, so no trick-or-treating this year. So it's tricky. There's not a whole lot of kid spaces and not a lot of parents own property nowadays. It's a lot of apartment living from what I've seen, which is just like, oh boy, that's rough. That's really rough. So it was nice to see, I went to a mall and saw kids were trick-or-treating there because it was a large enough space for them to walk around in, and the malls were very clearly dressed up for the season. So I was like, at the very least, that's nice. Like, that's a nice one. Not many folks own homes. We truly live in a society. Yeah. Yeah. Trick-or-treating in the mall. Yeah. I got to walk over and I saw a lot of kids in K-pop Demon Hunters outfits. It was very cute. The other night we had 25 kids trick-or-treating compared to the hundreds we used to have. Well, I understand trunk and safer, I think cutting down on traditional. There's a lot of aspects to it that are very frustrating where it's like, yeah, kids don't have places to go anymore. Like, it sucks. People are having less kids because they don't have homes. And a lot of these kids don't live in the neighborhood. They have to travel from other neighborhoods because no one can afford a house. You know, it's really frustrating. There's also like people who own homes are getting older. They can't really decorate or do trick-or-treating. It is so sad. Do you recall seeing more of a specific hunter? Like they're more Rumi, Zoe? I guess Rumi for the most part. But like a lot of the kids did it in threes with their friends. So I found that was fun. Silvermonier. I had to travel a bit for it, but I wanted to go see. After the Sears closed down at one of my local malls, they're just demoing the space and turning it into a multi-use space. Hopefully, yeah, a nice public space for someone to hang out, some people to hang out would be nice, honestly. That's adorable, though picturing them fighting over who gets Witch Hunter is humorous. They're all pretty good. They're all pretty cool. I saw some kids dressed up in K-pop Demon Hunter outfits. Yeah, that movie really took off. Good for Sony. I hope they continue to make really good original movies. The public craves original IPs. Disney. That body needs to be larger to keep the volume. Adibation is hard. Someone said, "Oh, I saw a couple Saja boys too." That was cool. That was cool. Hi, Lokami. Welcome in. Jasper, thank you for the hydrated ear wiggles. Bug. Most places kids would go to like arcades have closed now too. Yep. There are some arcades. Weirdly enough, I saw in like an adult arcade beforehand and I was like, what the? I don't think I've ever seen that. Cool that there is an adult space, but like it's a shame there are very few places kids can go without having to buy something, you know? Like everything costs money. Going and having fun now always costs money. It's no wonder people are always staying inside on the internet now. It's the only kind of free thing you can do. On a tropical island, on a tropical island, singing with the hula dancers, da 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 da. Sitting on the ocean, da 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 da. Something in the ocean, rubbing it on my body, oh, rubbing it on my body. Get me out of this cage, 'cause it's nothing but a gladiator grave. And if I stick to the plan, I think I'll turn into a lover man. I think I'll turn into a lover man. Da, da, da. Hello, Blue Falcon. There's always the future of Soylent Green. Imagine going to the park and finding it's just one tree and a brown patchy lawn, $100 for a jar of strawberry jam. Insane. Insane. No, thank you. Just trying to make sure my cats are doing all right because the fireworks going off tonight. Yeah. Take care of your pets. I'd much rather be in separate rooms to each other so it's hard to keep track of them. I see. Feel very silly. I heard Saja and thought you were pronouncing Solja weirdly. Oh, Solja boy. Fucking Ulasa, thank you. It's my little bee model. A little bumblebee.
If you could have one superpower, what would it be? Mine would be to make people have instant karma, both good and bad. Someone's being excessively rude? Universe teaches them a lesson. Someone helping others while struggling themselves? Universe sends mystery gifts.
Long-range teleportation. That or shapeshifting, but like honestly, long-range teleportation would be sick. I would like that one. And the ability to bring like a couple people if I wanted to, that would be cool. Teleportation's real good. There we go. Instant comprehension. Read a book on thermodynamics. Boom, you're an expert on it. True. That's a good one. That would be a pretty good one. Slingering is the best form of teleportation by option. You can not only teleport yourself, but others and bring all their luggage. Yes, that would be great. I would love that. I could visit my homies. I could visit the homies without ever worrying about a plane. I would destroy the plane industry. It could be fun. It could be neat. There we go. All right, next one. I think timeless would be a fun superpower. Sarcasm. No, they would be the worst. There's a whole Venture Brothers subplot about that. Invent instant teleportation. Some menacing folks from the oil industry might paying you to visit. Normally I'd say stop time, but people made that power weird. Dang, I'm just trying to sleep more before work and maybe get some more stuff done around the house. Cool, be fun. The thing with time stop powers is like, okay, but if you move too quickly, would you create friction with what you're touching? Like if you try to put away your clothes, wouldn't you be moving so fast that the clothes would burn up once you touch them? My dad got a new pupper named Casey for duck hunting. Ooh. Good for them. Good for the puppy. Hope they enjoyed duck hunting. Is momentum carried through while time is stopped? Yeah, that's a good question to have. There's also like, do you age while time is stopped? Because if so, then wouldn't you just be aging faster than everybody? I forgot the antenna. I like how I drew this antenna. This one, that's a good one. Something quantum energy displacement. Seriously though, I'd love the power to make creative ideas real. Like something from a book, it's real. Like this piece of art, real. Make me practice a lot more. Really? Interesting. As good as these questions are, it sucks that people refuse to just enjoy the story. Yeah, absolutely. There is a certain level of disengaging from air quotes plot holes and just enjoying the thing that is telling a story, and I agree with that. Sometimes it's fun to poke potholes, but sometimes it's also fun to enjoy the story itself. It is one of those things that my brain does where it's just like, if someone was like, do you want superpowers? I'm like, what's the catch? Where's the Fae curse within the Fae blessing sort of thing? What are we talking about? Superpowers. What about the power to gain the same nutrients from candy and sugar that you do from fruits and veggies? Here's the thing, though. Why would you... Wow. I wonder why you would want that. Because when you want... Because there are some things that you want sugar for. So when you're stuck in the wild, one of the things you want is like an insane amount of sugar to keep you going. You want sugar and fat to keep you going. If you were stuck in the wild and you packed that, but instead it only gave you the nutrition of candies, or vegetables, technically it would be healthier in that it wouldn't be gaining as much weight after your body processes it, but you don't want that when you're trying to survive, you know? You want sugars when you are hiking. You want that emergency food. It's not a bad idea, especially if you're like living in a sort of society where you never have to worry about getting the right nutrition and you just want to get more health benefits. But yeah, Azure is right. Sugar is pure fuel. Lots of energy in there, but it is short term. It is absolutely something that is supposed to just keep you going in a case of an emergency. It's really useful. Carbohydrates, easy energy to burn quick. Yes. It is also really shelf stable. Sugars do not rot the same way fruit and vegetable do. So in theory, in winter, if you wanted to store candy and you had the ability to, like, every time you ate candy, it would turn into vegetables nutrition. That's great. But in a time when you want fast energy, what do you substitute that with? It's very interesting to think about. Since I didn't watch many Halloween specials during October, I think I'll watch more anyway, even though it's November. Don't want the spooky season to be over yet, you know? Absolutely. My brain has a similar feeling where it's like, I didn't do enough spooky stuff. I want to do more spooky stuff. Let's add some smear frames. See if that helps. Just a little extra help with the movement. Great, well, thank you for the resub. Happy 22 months. It's Wolf on Monday. I'm back. Welcome back. Congrats. Spend it on something nice for yourself, you know? What if you turn it on and off? That's fine. Yeah, if you turn it on and off. It's one of those things where it's like, if you are... My brain always has the fear of the genie curse, where it's like, you get what you want, like the monkey's paw, but it's not the way you want it. And it's like, ooh, okay, you have to just be really, really specific in a way that cannot be twisted, which is too much work. Honestly, if someone was like, here's a monkey's paw, I'd be like, get rid of it. No thanks. I return to sender now. Dad is an understandable vendetta against sugar and wants us to eat healthy and good fats only. I think I understand that desire to only eat good fats and only eat healthy. But you got to be careful, because if you refuse to eat anything but that sort of stuff, you may end up with an eating disorder. So do be careful about that. Because only eating, air quotes, healthy can develop into a eating disorder, so just do be careful. Great, well, thank you for the 200 shinies. Have you VT for comfort? I have you VT for comfort. Thank you. What's VT? Excess is never healthy. Yep, everything in moderation. And that doesn't mean like the same amount for everything, like the same amount of veggies is the same amount of sugar. No, moderate to what they are and your own needs. It's important. Like exercise, yeah. If you love doing cardio and you have like weak knees, it's like, okay, well, you have to do exercise, but in moderation, because your knees might not be able to handle it, you know? It's a cute dance you work on. Yeah, let me show you. I am cleaning up this little dance. This little bug. I'm doing a little cleanup. Is hard work. Is hard. VTX is suffix me VTuber. Oh. That makes sense. Video talk. Okay. I was like, I'm pretty sure V2's video. I have you VTuber for comfort. Video talk for comfort. That makes sense, very well. Thank you for that, Chinese. People who have made a game called Monkey's Paw where one person makes a wish and the other person makes an evil toast. Ooh. That does sound like a fun game. That could be a fun game. I feel like that would be a fun game where if you almost a Cards Against Humanity style game where it's like, okay, the person who's making the wish says the wish, and then each person writes down the horrible twist, you know? And whoever has the twist that the person likes the most or likes the least wins and gets to keep that card. That could be a fun one. The only Monkey's Paw I've ever seen is an anime in the Monogatari series. Again, I don't know the Monogatari series. I keep hearing about it. I know Undead is from like one of the Monogatari series, apparently. Like the song. But it's a little lower. Need to have a little bit more fat bumblebee hips. I think I thought of something worse than Death Note. The Cards Against Humanity now. Ooh, that's pretty bad, yeah. It's like one of those series you need to a watch guide to watch in order. Kind of like Fate, I would imagine, where it's like, where do you begin? I don't know. But do I want to get... If there's an instruction manual to get into it, is it worth getting into? I don't know. La, la, la. We read the Neverending Story. No. The cost of a human getting wishes granted is forgetting a bit of your memory each time. No, I haven't heard of that one. That sounds interesting, though. There's always like the deals where it's like, you don't pay with money. You pay with something else, which is way more important to you. And it's like, okay. Why would I want that? We're almost there. We're almost there. We're almost done the cleanup. And then the actual line art. Oh, wanna. I don't wanna. Little bit of oatmeal left. I eat it. Never Story is very different in the book than the movie. Oh. You can be perfectly healthy, if not healthier, with a vegan diet, but it takes a ton of extra effort and money, so it's not worth it for most people. Not worth it for me either. Yeah, that's okay. We do the best we can with the time and resources we got. One more frame and then I think we're free. One more. And then I just gotta duplicate it. Main character doesn't actually know about the cost until much later. Oh, okay. That's adorable. Thank you. Sebastian wishes to be athletic, completely forgets how bad he is at PE. That's the second movie, yeah? I watched the first one. I haven't watched the second movie. The Wishmaster movies are be careful what you wish for. Every Wish movie is probably a be careful what you wish for kind of dealy. Which makes sense, because you do got to be careful what you wish for. Because you may not realize the consequences of it till it's too late. Sometimes it's like also a grass is greener story. Not always. Sometimes I switch it up and instead do maybe the real wish was the friends we had beside us all along. Sometimes the things we want we already got. And it's like, well, no, sometimes the things we want we don't got yet. And that's okay. We just gotta also appreciate what we got. That's important. I think this bee's not fat enough. Gotta make the bee fatter. There we go. Andersick. Or Andre. Thank you for the 500 shinies. Thank you very much. Sometimes I left your stream open to hear your voice. Sometimes overloaded dopamine. Just got hit by a truck every time you say a reality check. Oh, yeah. Thank you. That's kind of you. I'm glad you enjoy my voice. Cheddar or Puss in Boots. That Wish movie is about be careful what you wish for, but your wish has already been granted. You just need to look closer around yourself. Yeah. I think that can be a very nice message. Also, I very hope you have a good Halloween. It was too bad. I went out and brought my nephew to a farm. We walked around in a costume. It was quite fun. He had a lovely time, and he did fall asleep pretty quickly. He was tired. That's okay though. I'm glad he had fun. He got to feed ducks. Same here. I usually leave Honey open while I'm working, then she vibe checks me so hard to get knocked out of my focus. Sometimes it's to make sure you're paying attention. Ran an AD&D campaign with a chaotic mage. All wizards had 50-50 of G or B good or bad outcomes, and the good was worse than the bad. Ooh. That's kind of funny. But that can be... I wonder how your players felt about that one. Thank you for the 200 shinies, Great Wolf. And Big Wolf, thank you for the breathe. Who doesn't like ducks? Ducks are great. They're really cute. Alrighty. So I think we are now at this stage. Okay. We're gonna copy these. We're gonna paste these. And then we're gonna grab these. Flip horizontal. Cancel. No, wait. Yes, okay, I was right. I was right the first time. Copy these layers. Paste. Grab these. Flip horizontal. Like this. Yes, okay. Okay. Yep, I got that timeline right. Good. We laughed and cried all weekend. Thank you, Grey Wolf. I'm glad you had fun with your friends playing that campaign then. Because sometimes I worry that like if the good things are also bad, it's like, okay, what's the point? But if it was fun, props to you, that's good. Shrimpku, thank you for the posture check, and Big Will, thank you for the hydrate. Oh, my back. Oh, my back. Reminds me of a hotel in Tennessee where they have a pond for ducks. I was amazed to see the ducks waddle across the aisle. That's cute. That sounds pretty cute, dang. We have to assign this layer to A. Assign this layer to A. Now it's just a matter of assigning all the layers. Okay. 3A. 3A. And then I gotta flip the other ones. Okay, we can do that. We can do that. I got this. You got this, honey. You got this. We're being so strong and brave while animating this, even though this is the clean layer. This is not the final layer. This is the clean up layer, not the final layer. It'll be okay. I'll get it. I'll get there.
3A, you sunk my battleship.
Good. I'll sink your entire fleet. I only played Battleship a couple times, actually. Not that many. I think I played it when I was with my cousins and we were bored. He taught me how to play Battleship, which is just kind of like a strategic guessing game, if that makes sense. Like, I'm sure there's actual strategy to it. But once you kind of figure out where things are, you're like, oh, okay, that's... I get it. 1A, 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 1A. I did watch Superman. It is fun. I think I am just glad they didn't do another Superman origin story because it's like, I've seen so many. I've seen so many of those. We know. We know. Please, Superman. We know where you came from. We know what happens. Let's see. 4, 5, and 6. We're going to duplicate that. Why did it label it 7? No, it's 6A, please.
If a bee can't dance good, is it a speech impediment or an accent?
It's a lisp. It's a lisp. Imagine a bee dancing with a lisp. What a wild visual. I do find it very cute that bees do communicate by dancing. I think that's very sweet. Dang it, not what I want to do. Delete. Get rid of this one. No, stop. Please. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, we want 3A. 3A, okay. Gotta adjust this layer. Please. Please, Clip Studio. Okay. 3A, 3A, 3A. There we go. This is 3A, and then we want 4A. Okay. We got this, we got this, we got this. 4A. 4A. If you have arthritis and talk in the sign language, is that a speech impediment? You know what? That is an interesting question. Cause yeah, I get because there's a bunch of different. Huh. Is there an accent with ASL? What kind of accents are there? I don't know. I don't know. I haven't learned ASL, so I can't imagine it would be easy for me to understand unless I actually learned it first. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What is it? 5A? 5A. I do kind of like that Lex was a actual, like, real bad guy. I think that was quite fun. 6A. And then 3. Just regular 3. And then regular 3. And then 2. 2. And then 2. I'm learning ASL at the moment. I don't know. Yeah, no idea. I think there's a very different language of sign language entirely for various countries. Yeah, so ASL is like American Sign Language. And then I'm sure there's other countries with different sign language. I like how both Superman and Fantastic Four went. You already know who they are, but if you don't, here's the basics. Yep. I do appreciate that. Now I just have to grab these ones. And then control and flip horizontal. Okay, move this over. It's not. Oh, I didn't draw one for this. I see. I see. No, I did. What the heck? Okay. Let's see. How does this clean up? I don't think I need the smear frames because they kind of pop up again. So let's get rid of the smear frames. In theory it works, but there's such a huge pop here. Maybe instead I'll add these here. That make it smoother? Let's try this. Time for you to draw along. Yeah, come draw along. I will probably end stream in about 15-ish minutes. I can feel my throat getting a little tired after staying up late. Bugbear, I actually haven't answered this one. And yes, ASL and other sign languages have accents and dialects, usually concerning the species of various signs and nuances between structure. Some gestures mean different things between dialects and accents, like how I use the Y sign as a general what sign for ease. Oh. Okay, so it's literal shorthand. That's kind of fun. Some space drawing along. Ooh. Yeah, sorry I'm wrapping up soon. I can feel myself getting a little sleepy. Because, yeah, I stayed up real late after Halloween watching The Village. It's a good movie. I do have someone to visit, though, who I am very excited to see because I just think they're neat. So we'll see them in a sec. But that's okay. Thank you. Sign language was used for praying, but was used by all tribes? Really? Nan sign language? I'm drawing as a way to procrastinate other stuff now, though, so it doesn't feel good to draw. Oh, no! I'm sorry. That sucks. Look at how cute this little bee is. Let it take away your worries. There we go. Let's see what it looks like without. Honestly, that's pretty good. The volume is not bad. Wait. Is there foot slip? Yes, there's foot slip. Let's fix that. Right there. Slides back.
Fun fact, American Sign Language is based on Old French Sign Language. So an American is more likely to understand French signs than British.
Oh. That's kind of neat, actually. There we go. This one. Good. Okay. Now we want 5A and 5A. Over here. 6A, 6A. Because we don't want foot slip. Still a little foot slip. There we go. Okay, that should be better. 6A, 6A. It is a pretty funny... It is a pretty cool meme, honestly. It's a very memorable part of the movie. Heard that ASL in the Midwest using sign for beer to refer to the city of Milwaukee. Really? Beer? For okay, sure. I guess. Sign language being its own thing, and that the efforts to design it were so scattered it was a little disappointing. Because I'd really have been cool to have like a sign language be this thing deaf people on the road could use. Yeah. Absolutely would be cool. Have a good shift, Leon. I'm trying to say 6A too fast. 6A? 6A? What does that mean? Want to say the bee art I made was inspired by Snail's art. Just so cute. Snails did such a cute job. It's so cute. It's so cute. I love Snails' art. Okay, I just saw Bloodasp's art. Very good stuff. Very good stuff. I love the bee bomb. The what? What? Oh, someone made me in Hero Forge. Oh, so pretty. Ah. Bee Gripes, that's so cool. Our bee gets more. I love the bee. The bee's so good. Yeah, Hero Forge looks like they updated their stuff. Dang. That's impressive. Oh my gosh. Boy. 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 Oh, that's so cool. It's organic. It's homemade. Homemade honey. Let me see if I turn this off. If I turn off the background layer, let's make this nice and bright. So watch your eyes. There you go. A little bee. She's so cute. Oh. Oh my gosh. Oh, little stretch. I'd say Hades 2 would have sit for the 6A joke, but I've seen some of her repo. The 6A joke. I don't know what that means, but that's okay. Hero Forge is constantly adding new bits and bobs, and the people that pay extra for the kit bash feature pull off some crazy stuff through that. Oh. Someone with emetophobia, the bee-bomb one's a wee bit much me. That is fair, myth.
Nicaragua didn't have a singular sign language until the 1970s when a class of deaf students in a special education school began combining the signs they used at home and expanding on them. This wasn't based on any existing sign language, so it has no similarities to other sign languages.
Huh. Okay. 6A. Oh, okay. I get it. Honey sweet, thank you. All right, so we've done most of the cleanups. I've got the cleanups good. Oh, I just have to actually clean it up now. I don't wanna. Snack doesn't want to either. But it would look so cute. It would look so good. It's only 12 frames. Honestly, 12 drawings? That's a lot. That's a lot. But it's not that bad. You can always continue another stream. True. I can always continue in another stream. You're so right for that. Oh. I stretch. Bum, bum. So sorry I'm so sleepy today. I'm just chilling, taking it easy. Let's see. I think the person I'm thinking of streaming is still going. Excellent. Excellent. Honey, now that you've started, time for the full animated Honey Enemy. Time to make an anime. Ah. No, thank you. No, thank you. Am I doing it on paper? No, I won't. Actually, no. No, thank you. No, thank you. I'd rather not. It's a lazy Saturday. It's a lazy Saturday. It's November. We're taking it easy. Let's go say hi to another creator. Hitting a dead end with creature design I was working on. It's a cool design. From what I've seen, at least it looks like fascinating. Legitimately, I mean this as a compliment. Ooh, I would love to dissect one of the creatures and see what they're like on the inside. When in doubt, I add spikes or scales. Jasper, thank you for the 100 shinies. How dare you apologize for having the Eepy Eeps. Your Eepy Eeps are cute and adorable and part of cozy cute charms. Thank you. If you had a honey-themed anime, what would it be? Honestly, something kind of similar to like Frieren. I probably wouldn't want it to be like a long overarching thing. I would probably want it to be like a short, like even just like a short or a mini series, even like 3 to 6 episodes of just like really chill, nice, atmospheric stories that are not necessarily connected, but they have one theme, and that is just people coming into a tavern. I really like those. Anime story of Honey Goblin slice of life. Would kind of be like slice of life with like flashbacks like Frieren. Could be nice. Drawing Space Godzilla and Tricky's new alien form. Ooh, love Tricky's design. Love Tricky's design. So good. There are levers on the back of the build to move the tentacle. Ooh. The Lego Starlight. Let me check. Let me take a look before we head out. Ooh, that looks cool. I remember the Sarlacc pit. That is scary. Falling into sand pits. Scary. Bow, bow, bow. Thank you for streaming today. No worries. Thank y'all for coming today. So sorry about the late and short stream. I'm just a little tired, but that's okay. Let's go visit. Oh, good. Still going on. Perfect. I want Slice of Life Honey's Tavern anime. I would sell my soul for that to exist if it didn't already sell my soul to a Venezuelan go farmer for a Klondike bar. That's what you'd do for a Klondike bar. I see. I see. They're quite important to you. But yeah, I'm going to take it easy. I will stream on Monday at 6 p.m. No, wait, I might not stream Monday. I might stream Tuesday at 6 p.m. PDT because my leg might have healed enough for me to play soccer. So I might go to soccer practice. So I'm very excited. Let's see. PST. Yes, 6 p.m. PST to 9 p.m. EST. What you may find for November is because I am getting everything set up for VTuber and model commissions and illustrations. My schedule is kind of everywhere, so there might be a little bit of flexibility with streams for the next little bit, let's say. Meta, you're off work just in time for us to raid. So sorry about that. I'm a little sleepy. My throat's a little sore. That's okay. It's just tomorrow. We're at PST now. I missed a Tuesday stream. That's okay. That's okay. I'm readjusting my schedule once again to accommodate for the work I have to do behind the scenes and catch up. I had my first singing lesson 2 days ago. It was nice. Got to show the tutor a song I've loved for years and sing it. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, I'm glad you had a good time. It can be nerve-wracking to sing in front of people, for sure. Right. But I'm a little sleepy. I gotta go grab lunch because it is past lunchtime. Heard that VR chat deaf community seems to be developing their own international sign language. Not sure if that's true. That would be really cool. I do know that they have VR hand signing lessons. Time be upon me. Sorry, but sorry. My throat. I want to take care of it. Let's call it a happy debut because we are going to visit Mamechi. Now, Mamechi is 18 plus streamer, just a heads up. So minors, be gone, scatter. But we are going to go visit Mamechi because Mamechi is debuting a new model and it's a 5.0 birthday re-debut. So we can say happy debut and happy birthday. So let's go say hi. Oh, I'm excited to rest because Halloween took it out of me. What a lovely day. It's so nice. And I'm so sleepy. Babies be gone, exactly. But yeah. Ooh. I love this little dancing bee. I'm so happy with how it's coming out. Happy debut. Lovely. Lovely. But thank y'all so much for coming. So sorry I'm so sleepy today. It's been a long week and it's shaping up to be another long week, but that's okay. We do the best we can with the time we got. Happy debut. Oh, I've seen the model. It's extremely cute. I really like Mamechi's new model. It looks so adorable. I really think y'all are gonna like it. Always get some good rest of this. I will. Thank y'all so much for sharing your artwork and your crafts in the Discord. I love looking at them. It's so nice. But yeah, I will see y'all either Monday or Tuesday. I will let y'all know. Might be a little day
go
of.
Sleep your sleepy bee.
Thank you, Shikyu. All right, y'all be good. See you soon, okay? Bye-bye. Have a good one. Thank you for coming.